Gentlemen, let's cut through the noise. For decades, men everywhere have carried around the same quiet fear. Am I big enough? It's the whisper that eats at confidence, the myth that steals intimacy, and the silent burden almost no one talks about openly. Society, movies, and yes, even certain corners of the internet have sold us the lie that bigger is always better. But what if I told you the truth, backed by science and real-world evidence, tells a very different story? A story that could free you from this anxiety forever and help you finally focus on what really makes an intimate relationship thrive. Stay with me, because today you're going to hear the facts that could change how you see yourself, your partner, and your confidence for good. The first step is recognizing how deep this myth runs. Men grow up bombarded by unrealistic images, locker room talk, and cultural jokes that all point to one thing: size. The bigger you are, the more powerful you're supposed to be. But here's the reality. This idea isn't rooted in biology. It isn't rooted in female preference. And it certainly isn't rooted in science. It's a fantasy designed to keep men comparing themselves against an impossible standard. And it robs you of your peace of mind. So let's ask the right question. What do women actually want? For answers, we don't need to rely on self-reported surveys alone. That might sound strange at first, but think about it. And the data is remarkably consistent. Time and again, these studies show that the majority of women choose products that fall into the average range, between 5 to 6.5 inches in length and around 4.5 to 5 inches in girth. Now here's the kicker. That's almost exactly the average size of the natural male erection. In other words, what most men already have is exactly what most women prefer. Average is the sweet spot. Science shows that the vaginal canal is highly flexible, and most nerve endings are concentrated in the first third. Translation: extreme size isn't just unnecessary. It can actually be uncomfortable or even painful. This is the liberating truth. If you're within the average range, chances are you are already perfectly suited to give your partner the experience she desires. That nagging anxiety that whispers you're not enough? Science says otherwise. And once you realize this, a weight lifts. You can stop fixating on measurements and start focusing on what really matters in intimacy. Because let's be honest, size is not the true foundation of sexual satisfaction. Confidence is. Confidence is magnetic energy, and it doesn't come from inches. It comes from self-assurance. Then comes communication. The strongest lovers are not the biggest. They're the ones who listen, who ask, who adapt. Women don't crave silence. They crave connection. Talking about what feels good, what doesn't, and where her pleasure truly lies creates a bond far stronger than size ever could. And if we're talking biology again, here's a fact many men overlook. The clitoris is the main source of female orgasm. That means attention, patience, and communication matter infinitely more than anatomy. And finally, emotional intimacy. This is the ultimate secret weapon. Being present, being attentive, and truly caring about your partner's experience is what creates unforgettable moments. That's why men who learn to let go of the myth and lean into confidence, communication, and connection are remembered as extraordinary lovers. Let me share a quick story. A man I once counseled, let's call him Robert, was in his 60s. Successful, married for decades, yet carrying the crushing weight of insecurity about his size. It made him anxious, withdrawn, even distant in his marriage. When I showed him the research, the averages, the real-world data, something changed. I watched relief wash over his face as if a burden he had carried for decades had suddenly lifted. He smiled, lighter than I'd ever seen him, and said, "Doctor, I've been worried for nothing. I can finally enjoy my wife without fear." That's the kind of transformation truth can bring. So the question is this: will you let an outdated myth control your confidence? Or will you embrace the facts, free yourself, and focus on what really matters? Gentlemen, the truth is liberating. Average is not just enough, it's ideal. Stop letting cultural lies dictate how you feel about yourself. Focus on building confidence, communicating openly, and deepening your emotional intimacy. That's what truly satisfies. If this message brought you clarity, hope, or relief, hit that like button right now. It tells us we're creating content that matters. Share this video with a friend or a brother who may be struggling silently with the same fear. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you never miss real, science-backed men's health insights. Now I want to hear from you. What myths about men's health have you believed? And what other topics about intimacy and confidence would you